Hello and blessings, beautiful souls. Sarava Axe to you. How are you today? So I'm just sitting in line waiting for the car wash. My car is absolutely filthy. I go up and down a 1.5 kilometer driveway that is made of just dirt roads, and it's really bumpy and full on. So yeah, every month I need to take my car through a car wash. I do it on the property if I could, but because we are off grid and there's no pressure in our water tanks, I am forced to come and hello Angel Rose, hello Debbie. I'm forced to come to a formal car wash, which I don't mind. What are you doing, mate? You gotta go forward. There is somebody doing something weird in front of me. Okay, it looks like I get to go forward. So you are probably going to be with me when I do my car washy bit. Yes, I need that under the what's a jiggy car wash bit, like under the undercarriage. Okay, we're good to go. So, sorry about that. My kids call this the hairy monster. Can we take the car through the hairy monster? And I was like, okay. Like, I'm in the hairy monster. That's much louder than anticipated. So, what I wanted to talk about was that at the moment things are going a bit slow for me, and I'm a bit behind on my readings, which I'm really sad about, because I have been an online reader for damn near 6 or 7 years, and I have never been late on readings until this year. So it's just all mounted up. Like, I'm 3 days late on 2 readings, and I'm just like, my heart palpitates. I get anxiety from it as a result of it, because I'm usually like well and truly before that time done. But lately, I've been talking to some of my more professional tarot reader friends, and they're like, well, you need to either increase your wait times, or, you know, you need to think about how you're going to structure your reading styles, determine how many hours in the day you have to read, and then, you know, and go on from there. And it did make me feel better, I must admit, because right now I started off with a 10-day turnaround, and that's when I really was on the very start of my professional tarot reading career. I had a 10-day wait time. That went to 15 days, and then it went to 20 days, and then it went to 30 days, and now it's sitting at 40 days. And lately it's becoming harder and harder for me to get my readings out in a 40-day period. And then I was speaking to a friend of mine who's an astrologer. Some of you may know him. Hang on, it's going to get loud. Joey go. It's so fun. Some of you may know him. His name is Austin Kopic. I almost forgot his last name. I just know him as Austin. Anyways, he has a 6-month wait period. B-Wen has something in the similar vein. Like, she has a very long Benabel Wen. I call her B-Wen. She has a long waiting period as well. And some of my other professional tarot readers have pretty lengthy wait times. And, you know, and it's perfectly normal within the tarot community. But because I have increased my wait times so often, I feel really bad putting a higher wait time. And so I'm punishing myself as a result of that. But I really do think I'm going to have to increase my wait times, which, I mean, you know, congratulations to me and everything for being so busy, but at the same time, I don't know, I get anxious and nervous about making changes like that. It's hard to explain. With so many changes happening at the moment, I just need stability and not more changes. But my besties are like, optimize your life, make things easy for you. I'm sorry, the hairy monster's coming around again. Yes, my absolute best friends are like, look to optimize your life, take the burden off. You know, just try to make those choices whereby your day is going to flow a lot nicer for you, and the stress levels that are in your life currently at the moment, trying to juggle everything as it were before you separated from your husband, like, things have changed, and I have to acknowledge that things have changed. And I didn't really think that it would mess with me as much as it has, but it certainly has. I thought that if I took a couple of weeks off here and there, and laid a bit low and did all the things, that I'd feel much better. But in truth, I don't. I've still got so much, just so much ahead of me at the moment in regards to my separation. And right now I'm really trying to shift my focus and frame things in a more positive fashion. All right, yes, I'm trying to really frame things. This wasn't a good idea. I thought I had longer to wait back then, to be perfectly honest, but I think let's go with it. Anyways, I've still got so much further to go within this period of separation. My now estranged husband he's just like, he's treating me like I'm venom or something, and I've been so open and honest and helpful that I just don't understand why I'm being treated the way that I am. If you really did know the full story and know how I've gone out of my way to make this experience really easy for the both of us, and compromising a lot, like I compromised a great deal. Veronica Jude, I love her. It baffles me. It really baffles me. And I think that after speaking to a friend of mine who is a counsellor, she did say that it's easier for people to move on with their life if they can villainize someone. And I can see that. I can see why that would be helpful. It's easier to disconnect emotionally from someone if they are villainized, if they're a villain in your life. And I can see that some of my family is attempting to villainize my ex-partner, but I don't want to be like that. I don't want it to be that way. I don't want animosity. I don't want bad blood. I don't want those kinds of things, because I still want to be able to maintain a healthy relationship with him as the father of my children, including him in our life in that way, but in no other way. Do you know what I mean? It's a very delicate situation that needs to be handled. Yeah, it's just a very difficult time. Anyway, I want to start getting on with it, a little bit at a time. And I know that I can't keep up the pace that I was keeping up before I separated, but I can still start in a different rhythm. I'm taking advice on board. I'm making sure that I listen to people who are, who have my best interest in mind and who are giving me solid advice, despite the fact that I might not want to listen to it. I just wanted for things to get back to the way that they were, but they can't, because I'm no longer that person. I no longer have that rhythm, that lifestyle. I had my kids only 1 week at a time. I had them all of last week, and my daughter was sick for that entire week. She was out of school. I had to take her on 2 doctor's appointments. I had to take her for x-rays. I had to get her medicine. I had to look after her pain management and all of that kind of stuff. So I didn't even have time during the day where they'd typically be at school. And so that ate into my entire week. And I won't compromise that time. She's my baby. I don't get them every week anymore. And so when I don't have them, I want to hustle. I want to work hard. Like this week right now, I don't have my kids with me. I've got a lot of appointments that I need to attend, but I'm trying really hard to hustle to get ahead so that the following week I can really focus on my little ones. And when they're all at school, I've still got a couple of hours in the day in which to do a little bit of extra work. But I need to work within this new rhythm, and I also need to factor in some downtime, because one of the worst things that I did to myself is fall in love with my job. Like, I love what I do. I'm privileged to do it. I am blessed to be able to do what I do the way that I do. But my life just became all work. I haven't had a holiday for 6 years. I've gone on holidays where I have continued to work, where I've continued to either film videos or do readings. I take my reading basket with me. We go camping and I do readings, and you know, and it was always a working holiday for me. Everybody else was having a great old time, having a full-blown holiday, and I thought that I was having a really good time as well. But it wasn't until I stopped and thought, wow, I actually haven't had proper downtime, like time to myself to just relax without phones, without internet, without the responsibilities of work. And I haven't had that for well and truly 6 years. I mean, I've gone away on big holidays trying to balance work and a family holiday of 6 weeks, and I broke out in shingles. So the stress levels for me when I try to do things, when I try to force things to happen, it's pretty extreme. And I have to start listening more to my body, and I have to start listening to that need that I have for downtime, that need that I have to just do a bit of metaphysical maintenance. And oh, I might have to put you here. Hold on. Can you still see me? I am now going to have to attempt to drive. Hopefully you won't fall. If I drive really slowly, you won't fall. And then I'll just be that crazy person in a country town talking to herself. Fabulous. I love it. Anyways, new rhythms is what I need to find. Be kinder to myself, work more effectively, more efficiently, not harder but smarter. I've always heard people say that but never quite understood what it meant, and now I need it to mean something very specific. Yeah, boy. I'm being very, very good. I obviously can't read comments because I'm now driving, but the thing here is that I need to be bigger than I was allowed to be before. Like, I was very contained. I was contained by my relationship. I was contained by my children to a degree. I was just contained, and I'm so much bigger than I allowed myself to be. It's absolutely incredible. I was, scrolling through my private Facebook page and looking at old photos of myself, and granted, I was such a party girl back in the day, and I don't yearn for that chapter of my life. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, however, is that I was bold. I had gumption, and I was very, very confident and extraordinarily sure of myself. And sometimes in the face of odds, I held that veneer, and I want to find that person again. Can I squeeze through this tiny little hole? Oh yes, I can. Shit. Yes, I want to get back to that, to that place, to that person, but I don't want to be the same person as I was in the past. I want to be someone different. I want to build on the best parts of my past and incorporate them into the person that I absolutely need to be now. This might sound a bit all over the place, I get it, but it makes perfect sense to me. And see if I can find a car park. I'm in Huonville at the moment. For those who are aware of Tasmania, I'm currently in Huonville. Hello, smiley lady. My puppy is being groomed. Crap, am I going to be able to find a place? Permit holders only. Ah, feck. Oh, here we go. Right. That got fun, didn't it? Oh, I can't put you anywhere. Can I put you there? Let me try to position you. Sorry about this. This isn't fun, is it? No, it's not going to work. I'm going to have to hold you. So, as I was saying, when I got a little bit distracted because I had to drive, I'm just starting to get back into it slowly. And I'm starting small, okay? So I have just filmed a video today for Patreon about the book club, because I have taken a break, right? So I'm starting to get back into it. So I filmed a video today regarding the book club, and I am announcing that we'll be reading the Guinevere Deception. So if anyone wants to join us for the month of March in the book club to read the Guinevere Deception, it's a King Arthur retelling. I'm a big fan of the Avalonian tradition and the story of King Arthur. I was fortunate enough to study some of that mythology, a lot of that mythology, when I did my first year as a bard through the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids in the UK. And I have a deep love for the mythology of King Arthur and the mythological, if you would say, or the legendary characters that permeated that, that quite regal narrative. It's just such an enchanting story. And one of my favorite books was, and I can say this, it was the Mists of Avalon by Marion Zimmer Bradley. But seeing as Marion Zimmer Bradley turned out to be a heinous human being, and stories of her carrying ons got out in the world, I can now not look at that book in the same way. So there is that. And so I'm really wanting to, do a little healing in that aspect as well, and eclipse that morose memory and read the Guinevere Deception, which I found out is book 1 in a trilogy. And I can't wait to see how it turns out. It's by Kirsten White, if I remember correctly. And I'm finishing off, and I have it here in the car, I'm finishing off The Beautiful by Renee Adier, which is a vampire story. I want to show you something because I'm very in love with it. Hang on a second. It's this gorgeous woodmark. It's this mandrake woodmark. Look at how cute it is. It's by Ink and Wonder. And by the way, I do little giveaway packages in my book club. And for those who participate in the challenges, because we have nice little challenges and stuff like that. So I do nice little swag giveaway of bookish things. So it's really fun there. But we're going to be starting that in March, and I'm looking to put together some witchy how-tos, especially for Coven, because right now I need to sort of ease myself into it. And I'm good with how-tos. I don't like doing them for some reason. Well, I didn't like doing them for some reason. I don't know how to put this. Like, when I'm not on YouTube, I'm usually doing how-tos for people. Like, this is how you do this, or why don't you do that? Even in my readings, I'm like, road opener, this is how you do it. Like I'm very instructional in a way, and yet I don't do it on cam. I don't know. It's hard for me to even like understand that. I need to understand myself better. But I want to do more witchy how-tos, little making and creating. That's where the witchcraft is for me. It's in the making and the creating. Simple things, understanding simple things, understanding the basics. Once you have the basics in the craft, there's nothing you can't do. And really, once you know how to do a road opener, you never have to learn a single ritual ever again. A road opener is the all-purpose, one-size-fits-all spell that, when done right, changes everything. I'm a big fan of road openers. I genuinely believe that they are really, really powerful stuff. And when I left Cairns, I don't know if I've even told this story. When I left Cairns to come down to Tassie, I did a road opener because of the events that were taking place at that time. And there were car accidents. I was in one. I was in a car accident, and my then husband was in a car accident, and then my then coven sister was in a car accident, and it was insane. Cars breaking down, just issues on the road. And I already knew that I was moving to Tassie, or planning the trip to go to Tassie, and I was very nervous to be confronted with that many incidents with cars that it was just making me skittish. Like, I was nervous. And so I decided to do a road opener with 2 other coven sisters, and I did it. I did it in a triangle form. Oh, sorry about that. I just had the dog groomer call and let me know that Snowy was ready, so I do have to go and pick him up. I don't even remember where I was. Yes, I did a triangle formation for my road opener. I sang the old songs, I left the offerings, I allowed my coven sisters to also choose some of the offerings that they were laying down, and yeah, and I traveled down with absolutely 0 issues on the road. We saw 1 kangaroo hopping far away, and usually in a road trip that long, from the tip of northern Australia all the way down to the island at the bottom of mainland Australia, like off the mainland and onto the island, we didn't have any issues whatsoever. It was the most incredible, smooth journey, and we got here and we were really well welcomed, and just, it was very transformational. So and it did open up my roads. It's funny when you look back at rituals and you look back at the magic, the spells that you've created, the weavings. When I opened my roads all that time ago, I set something in motion, and I set something in motion that this thing that I'm going through right now with my now ex-partner is part of that. It's the end result. It's the tail end of that very, very epic ritual that I did. And now it's time for me to do another one, another road opener. So in a different place, with a different intention, in a different stage in my life. So a road opener is a solid magical ritual that can be done in so many different ways, to answer your question. And yeah, I'm probably going to have to do a little how-to road opener for my coven, because I think that's valuable, as well as some like jar magic, as well as some spiritual floor washes, some spiritual baths. I'm going to have to do a smoke scroll. I'm going to do a bunch of different things there. Things that I just use in my practice all the time. The making of incense is something that is pretty sacred to me, and I think that if you make a really good incense and you use it in ritual, it is extra magic in that ritual. I don't use stick incenses, cone incenses, essential oils, diffusers. I don't use any of that in ritual. I use smoke. Smoke for spirit, smoke for air. I use smoke, and it has to be sacred smoke to me. Hello, person. Yes, it has to be sacred smoke. And with all of that said and done, I must away now. Lots on the horizon, lots that I'm going to be churning out. I'm going to finish up here, get back into town, and we'll get back into my little corner of the world. And have some lunch maybe. And, you know, just do the things. Just do the things. There was something else I needed to ask you, but I can't remember now, and I must away. So with all of that said and done, thanks for hanging out with me for the car wash. Thanks for sticking with me while I drove to my park, and just thanks for being awesome. And please know that, you know, I'm trying my absolute best here. I'm doing everything that I can, and that life is tough for me at the moment. In regards to the bone stone, I'm waiting to hear back from the fulfillment agency and the shipping company over there, and then I can press play. I can press print. I'm just waiting on that quote, that final quote. They said they have to give me a revised quote, so But yes, please be aware that I'm offering readings again. I'm on Patreon. I'm creating content for my Witch's Coven, witchy how-tos, book clubs, card slinger tiers. I offer a new moon spread every month with a journal prompt and an art prompt and lots of flip throughs and walkthroughs of tarot decks, and I'm getting back into it in the best way that I can. Please be patient with me. I'm doing my absolute best right now, and I'm thinking of you all. Much love and many blessings.